Hey, what's up everyone? Watch this video for Tuesday, November 19th, showing you the SPY here. We hit new all-time highs again. Very, very strong market. And I'm going to go right into what we're watching for tomorrow. Fuel cell. I like it. I mean, it's had this gap up here on a deal with ExxonMobil. Remember, back here, it hit $1. This is all the way back in July. Then you had the gap up here. Deal with ExxonMobil, sold off for a couple days, and then just kind of ripped back up and hit that dollar again. So now you have, I don't know what, like a 4 or 5 month cup and handle forming. No trades in it today. It was on watch today. It did not give a setup, but it goes back on watch for tomorrow. CLVS had a very strong close. Look at this. At the very end of the day, it all of a sudden rips up. I liked it over 7, but not in the last 5 or 10 minutes. And the reason I liked it over 7 is it hit 7 the other day. It's been a really, really strong stock. So it goes on watch now, but I was hoping it would stay under 7. And actually in after hours right now, it's trading at 7.69. So a lot of times that happens when you get a late day rally. You get barring an offering or something, you get a continuation of the rally in after hours, and that's what's going on there. So who knows if we'll find a trade in it tomorrow, but it goes on watch. CRMD, nice volume spike and ran from, what's the range, 559 all the way to almost 7. And also hit 7, almost 7 again back here in the middle of October. So certainly interesting over 7. Gonna keep our eyes on this one. For me, I'd like to see it flag for a few days, but we'll start watching it tomorrow. Disney, nice green day today. Maybe gonna head back up and test the recent high of 150.63. Who knows? We did have it on watch coming into today after a couple red days after the strongest move in the world, right? And if you're wondering how we play these, we don't always, if something's on my watch list video, it doesn't mean we're always going to catch a trade in it. But this one, we did. There's your opening 5-minute candle. There's your second one, and it starts to curl back up here. And my thinking was, if this lights up the new high of day ticker after 15 minutes of trading, probably going to get people saying, oh, here goes Disney again, and they're going to pile in, and shorts from the opening 10 minutes are going to have to cover and say, whoops, I'm short in Disney, and it's not rolling over, right? And so then I noticed it opened it basically at 144.75, which is a 3/4 number. I like those with the high of day just a dime above that. So I called it over the mic for those of you that weren't in chat, just on the red to green, right through that 144.75, looking for a quick move through the high of day and a rip. And it's exactly what it did. And a little bit after I called that, it was probably up here at 145.50. I looked in chat and realized Jane had already typed out the red to green idea. So, you know, again, I know some people probably thought I saw Jane's post and then I called it. I didn't. If I saw Jane's post, I would have said, hey, everybody, Jane has a great idea here. But the teamwork in there is fantastic. And to me, stuff like that, and the same thing happened with Wayne on Friday. Stuff like that just validates that like-minded traders are seeing the same thing. That always gives me a little more confidence, you know, when you see 2 or 3 people posting something. Anyway, that was a really, really nice trade. And ELT, oh, wait, let me go back to the daily here, DIS, and then the daily. So again, it's holding up pretty well, and a nice day today, looking for a follow-through of today's bounce tomorrow, all right? ELTK, this one closed farther off of its highs than I like, right? It went all the way up to 555. I would have preferred this to close, you know, in 520 area, something like that. It closed all the way at 468, which means you got, you know, quite a few bag holders from up here. So that makes me like it a lot less. Just picture this closing all the way at the highs. You got this big spike back here. You've got another spike back here and another spike back here. This one looks really good with a couple potential catalysts above tomorrow, but closed well off of its high, so I like it much less. But at the same time, I'm still going to watch it because it did have a nice volume day for this stock, and it's a low floater. SAEX, there's nothing pretty about this chart at all. But in after hours, as I'm talking right now, it's trading at $4.30. It actually went higher than that in pre-market. So going to be a possible gap play tomorrow. They did have a really nice sounding headline. I'll try to read it real quick. Announces and this was after hours, $130 million of new projects in Alaska, Canada, and the Middle East. So it does say it's 3.2 million in the float on FinBiz. I don't know if that's true or not. This one generally likes to get slapped back down when it gaps, but did have a nice rip back here. And then zooming in a little bit. You had a couple really strong moves here It got slapped down here and here and here. It's kind of gone down into where every time it gaps, it gets slapped down. But if it opens anywhere around where it's trading now, $4 or above, that is a sizable gap up and absolutely worth watching tomorrow for a gap and go. I have found this one to be a tough trader on gap days, though, but we'll see. You never know. We might get a beautiful setup. COTY had nice news before the market opened, and it had this big pop on earnings, found its all the way back down to the 20-day, kind of retesting what was resistance, support, and a nice intraday pop looking at 5-minute candles. Most of that happened in the opening 5-10 minutes. Matter of fact, Wayne called this long over 12:10. For those of you that were in chat, you already know that. And it had a really nice move. I didn't get it. I watched it all happen and just sat there with a dumb look on my face. I don't know why I didn't push the button, but I didn't push the button. Monday morning jitters, I think. I usually don't jump into anything in the opening 5 minutes on a Monday morning. But anyway, decent little rally in the afternoon. So the daily candle looks a little better than it would have, closing all the way down here. Long story short, I'm putting it on watch. I'm absolutely not in love with it. Capstone, CPST, kind of a recent reverse split and had pretty nice volume today. Went up and hit 349. Certainly interesting over today's high. Tomorrow, if that happens, closing at 321. Closing nicely, all things considered, well off of its lows. They did have a nice headline, so that one's worth watching for a follow-through day, maybe a red to green or something along those lines. ASTC, very quiet day today. Had the big day on Thursday, inside day on Friday, and another inside day today, topping out about 187. If it takes out 187 tomorrow, I view Friday's high of 197 as another potential catalyst to rip it through too, and so on. So I do like the setup, but it really felt like nobody was watching it today. We'll see if it gets some volume tomorrow. No trades in it for me today. Kern, Kern. Zoom in a little bit, had a big day on Friday from 4 to 685 on an intraday basis. And then on Monday, a much lower volume, quiet inside day. So sometimes you get a third day play. So Kern absolutely goes back on watch. And then lastly, I've got IGT. Pan out a little bit here. Thursday, big pop. And now you get a couple red days on declining volume. Reminds you a little bit of Disney, right? And you see what Disney did today? So that's kind of the thinking behind IGT. A couple red days. I'd like to see it come down and test the 8-day, but you don't always get what you want. So it goes on bounce watch for tomorrow. And that's it. There's plenty to watch. Really nice day in chat. Teamwork's been amazing. And that's it. I'll leave it at that. There are a couple other things that are interesting, but we'll talk about them in the pre-market tomorrow. All right, have a good night. We'll see you in chat.